Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday and happy new month here at the On Air Advocate. And I'm also with
Sabrina Thomas, and I am the moderator of Special Needs, and I'm the moderator of the Special Needs Empowerment Coach page and the Especially Love Special Needs group.
And my name is Janice Stewart. I am the founder of Special Needs Siblings and the Special Needs Siblings parent and adult groups on Facebook as well.
Yes, and we are so excited to be here with you guys this morning to kick off this month of June. It's sunshiny and warm here in Wisconsin today, so I'm excited. How is it by you, Sabrina?
It is partly cloudy. What about sun out when it's partly cloudy this morning?
We are sunny. We are sunny out here. Mm-hmm. Yep, it's cool. It's been sunny. It rained last week, but since like Friday, it's been really nice. The weather's been good.
What's the temperature?
It was like in the 70s.
Yeah, ours is between 65 and 75, give or take a whatever day.
Yeah.
That's what it's been. And tomorrow, though, it's going to be over 90 here.
Really? Okay.
And then it's going to rain.
That would be nice.
So we wanted to just cover, we're going to try to do this once a month. We're thinking the kickoff of every month is a good time for us all to regroup and talk about what's going on. Yes. So Sabrina, how are things going by you guys and Janice in Georgia and in Virginia with COVID? Because we don't want to forget COVID is still out there.
Oh no, Corona is still in these streets real deep. Okay. And the cases, the good thing about it is I see the death toll has really, it hasn't stopped, but it's actually slowed down severely. So that's a good thing. So, but it still means that that doesn't mean that people are still not getting the virus, because they are. It's actually, the numbers are going drastically up, but I guess people are still being able to fight the virus instead of, the alternative. But, and our governor last week had made it mandatory to have masks. So everybody has to have a mask on. That's what he's requesting. Most of the stores now, it's a different when you go into the store. Or I saw like in front of TJ Maxx yesterday, people were standing outside because it finally opened, and you have to have a mask on. You have to keep the mask on while you're in the store because it tells you, like, put the mask on. People, I guess, were taking it off when it got into the store. You have to keep the mask on while you're in the store. So that's mandatory, which I'm kind of glad about, because I was seeing people in the grocery stores and stores that, we need to go, essential places, and they didn't have any mask on. So that's a good thing. So he's, he mandated that last week. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, people are standing in line, right? You said people are there's distancing in line outside too. There's allowed.
No. Now in the grocery stores, I see that there's like a little round, like a piece of tape, and it tells you what it is. But in TJ Maxx, they weren't distancing; they were kind of packed up on each other, which I didn't understand that. But the line was like almost like maybe a quarter mile long, so it was just long. Like Home Goods, all the stores that's been closed, people are trying to get into. Marshalls, they're out there with the mask, but they're not 6 feet away, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah. And Janice, what are you guys seeing there?
Here in Georgia, some of the stores are requiring masks. It depends on the business, the store. People are still walking around with no mask. Still at the parks. The social distancing, in some places they have stuff that's like laid out tape and just different, just different eyeballing it, but it's not like this set standard across the entire state that everybody has to follow. There are requirements because a lot of our restaurants are opening for like dine-in. The bars and the clubs are opening now. Everybody's kind of going back to work this month, and so that's kind of, I think everybody's watching and waiting and seeing how it kind of plays out, because we kind of opened up a couple weeks ago.
So I'm curious. So the restaurants here are open. Well, they were never closed. They just, you couldn't, just take out. But I see that they're setting up, places outside to eat. You can't go in the restaurant. So in Georgia, can you actually go in the restaurant?
Yes. Yeah, you can go in the restaurant, and they have certain restrictions. So I think when you go in these restaurants, some of the tables are not used. You can't use them if somebody else. So this is something up to the owner and making sure that each of these tables are within certain feet of the other, the other patrons. So when you're in there, you can still feel safe. The people that are working there are required to wear their mask and the gloves. but that doesn't necessarily mean you as a, you know, as a patron, that doesn't mean you have to wear it. So I think that's interesting for us, that you're not requiring for everybody to wear a mask. They're suggesting it. They're, you know, letting people know you should. You see it on in the traffic signs, you know, the little flashing. This is in right now. Social distancing is in. Wearing masks are in. Seatbelts are in. Just a reminder.
Yeah.
Even though you know it's safe, it's safer for you. That doesn't mean that you have to do it. You're not going to get in trouble.
Yeah, you know what? And I want to piggyback on that. He mandated it like last week or so, but it's a mandate. It's mandatory.
Right.
But someone asked him in an interview, so what happens when you don't wear the mask?
Right.
Okay, I don't have a mask on. I'm in the grocery store. Two things he said. The store, it's up to the store owner to turn you away and say you can't come. That's one thing. But if you're in the street and the police officer sees you, you don't have a mask on or whatever, you're somewhere and you don't have a mask on, you're not going to jail. Like he says, he's not trying to get the police involved. He's not trying to arrest anybody. He's just trying to, I mean, so it's just like people who know that are not going to wear one because they're like, I'm not going to get in trouble.
No fault. There's no penalty for wearing one.
For me to wear one. He says it's mandatory, but I'm not going to get in trouble.
Right. Well, and I wonder, how are they going to do that with nightclubs? Like, that's something that's way out in the future here for our city. Because, I mean, don't you guys still have a per person limit? Like, you can only have 10 people or 20 or 50?
I think they wrote, those numbers have increased because of, as of today. So I'm going to look and see what those numbers are now, and I'll come get back to you on that. But I know that you can't have 10 people in a nightclub and be profitable. That's not going to happen.
I know that's right. You need about 50 people. You need about 10 people at the bar with the drink.
Like, how are you
so, that's not
dancing in a nightclub? That doesn't even make sense to me. My mind,
yeah, so that's why, like, none of our.
I'm not trying to get my dance on when Corona's still out there. I'm not doing that.
Neither am I.
And if anybody's tuning in this morning, please, drop below where you're from, if there are different things that are going on in your state. Here in Wisconsin, as I think we talked about last time, and it must have been right around the time we talked, is when our Supreme Court overruled our governor.
You told me about that.
And so they opened up everything. And then our mayor of the city of Milwaukee put in their own ordinance, which, if you know, in the state of Wisconsin, Milwaukee is our largest city, that those places still had to stay closed. So I live close to the Chicago border, very close to the tourist area, and they have lifted everything. So there's no need for anyone. And, and that's a little scary in itself, just because you have people coming in from out of state a lot. I mean, thousands.
Right.
Homes and stuff in this area, condos for the summer, there's boating, all of that. So then it's like, okay. And like if they go back home, if they do get sick, they're not going to be counted in our numbers to know if it's affecting our community or not. With that. So, but I'm still masking up. And then the CDC does say you should follow the guidelines. For my other business, we are following very strict guidelines.
Okay.
At least until the end of June, and we're going to see how it plays out. Because don't you guys agree with all?
How does that work, Tammy? Like when you're doing hair and like beauty salon, how do you all do that?
It's not safe. So that's a big space when we talk about the beauty industry as a whole, like estheticians that work on your face, waxing, massages. You're closer in proximity. Probably hair, you're the most distance from anybody in nature of like the way a doctor would be close to you, right? Because you can kind of work around, put a shield on like this. When you're doing nails, you're right here with somebody, right across from them for an hour, and if you're doing a massage, you're right there. And if they flip up, they're, so we have not opened up our aesthetic area at all. No face stuff, no waxing, because they're really, truly anybody, you can make you can try to make a campaign to say, okay, well, you can try to make it safe this way. You could try to make it safe this way. But if you're really, truly being honest, there is no way to make it safe. It's like makeup. So we've discontinued wedding makeup, not doing anything at least until the end of June, maybe July. I mean, how are you eyeliner inside of someone's eye, doing their, their lips and being far away, like you're this close to them. So we are doing temperature checks our staff, everybody's wearing masks. The staff is temperature checked. It's only one person in right now. So we're in a soft phasing. We're not even technically open. We're taking no new customers. We're not doing any of that just because you want to, like you're saying, like seeing how things play out.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
Like, let's see, and I think that with all the things going on in our world right now, I think that in 2 weeks, we really all should have a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's been just, there's been a lot of people together. So with that, I think that we all should be able to sit back and say, oh, this is where we're at in another 2, to 3 weeks from now, like where our safety lies. So, but can't wait to get back to whatever our new normal is going to be. I'm not sure what that is, but
I'm not sure when that's going to happen. I don't predict that being, even though we're in phase, you both of you guys in phase 1 or you guys in phase 2?
I think we're like more in a phase 2 in certain cities. They're working on. I think today would probably count as like a phase 2, the stuff that they're opening.
Okay, we're still in phase 1, and and some parts of Virginia are not in a phase at all. They're still, they're just not ready.
Yeah.
But I just don't see, even if we're in phase 3, I just don't see where it's going back to before. I think it's still going to be different. I don't think it's going to be the new normal. It's not going to be like it is before.
Yeah.
I think these masks
are going back to what we were before. I don't think
I think the masks are going to be, we're going to be wearing masks all year.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and that was the question. Remember last time we were chatting about the different kinds and for our different abilities community, which is, why we're all here today. And that's, who we serve.
Yeah.
We found any unique different masks that are a little bit more adaptable. I know you said, Sabrina, you had ordered some different ones that are a little like bigger, different fabric, right?
Well, yeah. And then she makes them, Tiffany Gallup makes the mask for sensory issues, kids that have sensory issues. Right. And some of them have like the Velcro. Well, I think she was using Velcro, but she was finding out that the Velcro, when you wash it, it wasn't doing that. So it puts like a little button on the back, but it comes like this way, and then it doesn't have it behind the ear, and it just fits like a mat, and it's cloth, and it's really soft, and that way it's not behind your ears. It's not. I actually wore it myself. It was very comfortable. So, but Omar wears a mask. I mean, he's not going outside, so he doesn't really need one. But when he does go like to the doctors or when we visit my mom, he has a mask on, and he doesn't have it on that long because he's not out that long. So it's not really irritating him. I just found that I can't put it behind his ears. I just have to kind of put it under his ears, behind his neck. Okay. And that works for him.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, there's so many different masks out there that people are there. I have so many different ones. I mean, for me, it's not an issue. For Omar, he has a couple of them, and we rotate it. He's not out and about all the time. I'm just thinking about the kids, like summertime. How's that going to work? Back to school.
Yeah, that is it. And then I've seen some masks where they have the clear part. I saw a mom that was making the mask for her.
Yeah.
Who does that too? The person who has a clear, and then this one, it has a flap. And you can actually open it up, like lift it up and drink, and then put it back down. You don't have to take the mask off. It's like a little thing to seal she makes on it. And I'm going to put her information on this post too. Yeah. And it's an opening. Yeah, it's clear. I know what you're talking about, Janice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if anybody has great masks or anybody who makes them, feel free to drop it in the comments below. Share, because, I do think that you both are right that masks are going to be around for quite a while. So we don't know how that will phase or what that will look like. And probably people will become pretty innovative, don't you think?
I think
so well.
I've been seeing so many different types of masks, and it makes you like, why don't I have a nicer mask? Like I want to bedazzle my mask and do things and make my mask personalized. And maybe that would make people want to wear them a little bit more.
You know what? I just think some people are set in their ways. I heard one woman say that's we were interfering with her civil rights, and I mean, I was just like, okay. Some people, it doesn't matter if it's blinged out, it has whatever on it, your top, whatever. They're just not going to wear it because they just don't want to.
Right.
They just don't want to.
Because you told them they have to. Like,
yeah,
people don't want to be told what to do, so they're going to do whatever they want to do.
And definitely too, drop below if you're masking up or not, what you're doing with your kiddos. I seem to really eliminate many store runs or any of that with my son because he doesn't like the way it feels. He does wear it. You know what I'm saying? But there's the adjustment. And as we know, and I'm sure you guys have seen this now when you've been out at stores and people have a mask on and like they have their mask. This is a really tiny one, but you know, they have their mask like under their nose.
Right.
They have their mask above here. Then every time you're talking to them, they're touching they're moving it up. I'm like, you know,
that defeats the purpose of where, like, you're still, I don't know. I don't think people know what are the right ways to wear your mask, and it's not comfortable. And then I've read somewhere where see people like having a mask on is not safe anyway. So
yeah, I kind of read that too.
I read about that too. Well, like it's not. You need air. You need to be able to circulate. So I'm not. I don't know.
Yeah, I read that too. But you know what? I still wear mine, and you know, I know certain ones. There's certain, I have a lot of different ones, but there's certain ones I feel more comfortable wearing. Surgical masks for me, it seems like I can breathe a little bit better. I don't know if they have something different than the ones that are made by different materials, the ones that are kind of cute and style matching my outfits. Those are not as comfortable as a surgical mask. So, you know, if I know I'm going to be out for a long period of time, like in the grocery store, I don't want to be like sweating and can't catch my breath. So I will wear the surgical one because that's kind of like, okay, I might be in the store. If I have to run into the grocery store, the lines are long, I might be here. But if I'm in the car, I'll just grab a cute one and be cute and run into the store real quick, run into the post office really quick, something like that I have to go in and out real quick. But if I'm in the store, I need a surgical mask because that stuff is, I'd be sweating.
I find that for like my employees and stuff working as well. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna asphyxiate yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you have too thick of a mask, and like these are great masks, you can put filters in them, but I mean they're really thick. You know what I'm saying? So yes, it's giving you a stronger barrier, you know, between, but you know, for breathing long term, you know, if you're going to a store, if you're going shopping to places, you know, all of that.
Now let me ask you ladies a question. Okay, so you have a mask. Okay, Tammy, example. You're working all day at the salon. Are your employees wearing the same mask for 8 hours?
Well, they can choose. So I went out and got an array of different ones. They could bring their own and that gets washed every day. You know, I think that's some of the things too. It's like if you have a mask like this that you pay more for, they need to be washed every time you come home. So if you're not washing them, if you're not hanging them up and drying them and wearing them, you're just spreading around wherever you were all day.
But first of all, that's probably unsanitary because your mouth and stuff, you're breathing in all day. And then the next day you're breathing in that same stuff. All that residue is underneath that. So,
and on the outside,
like you have sweat.
And then the surgical masks are a little thinner. And then we came out with Target. Had them at their store. They're kind of just like a jersey fabric and they're super thin. They're a one-time use only for one day. And they have holes and they just kind of hook behind your ears. They have ones that are here and here. So depending on how long your face is, but they're super thin as well, but it just kind of gives that barrier. That little bit of barrier protection. I always say what people forget is that, you know, when they put it on, when they're taking it off, remembering how to take it off. You know what I'm saying? You need to get off here. And then I tell them, you know, everybody has a bag, a brown paper bag, a Ziploc bag. Don't take your mask off and put it on your seat because then you just took all the germs that were on there and you just laid them on your seat now. So there was a point. I see some people, they hang them from their car.
Oh, I've seen that when I'm driving. I'll see
it. It's not air freshener. What?
And so all the germs you just put in the store are like floating around inside your car. So, I mean, I think that it's you still think, you know, people should remember, though, we do want to make sure that we stay in our environment, like outside, like you're not wearing a mask while you're sitting in your backyard. You still want to be exposed to grass and mold and all of that because or else your allergies, you know what I'm saying? When you're stopping the exposure, you're not ever getting used to it.
Right.
I mean,
like when we go to the park, I take the kids to the park. We don't wear masks at the park, and we're away from people. We go to parks that are usually nobody's there. We like to do like hiking trails and stuff. So we're just getting that fresh air. I don't require them to put masks on while we're out in nature and just walking around where there's nobody around us. So I think that's you need that. You need to be able to breathe. And Christian will not keep it on for very long anyway. So, and then they see their brother not keeping it on. They're like, why we gotta keep it on?
Why we can't take ours off? Yeah.
So I just try, if we're going anywhere and it's not, I try to keep them away from people. And then also, they're not going into the store with me. Like, they're not moving. I'm ordering online and picking it up to the curbside.
Yeah, I don't take Omar to the store either.
Yeah, so trying to do as much as we can to be as safe as possible. But I think there's so much uncertainty and things change so much.
Yeah.
You know, a month ago it was on the surface, and now it's all airborne. And I don't know. We're still learning over here clearly in Georgia.
I would say, you know, to always just err on the side of caution. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go overdo it. You know, you don't got to be and you don't have to be way over here doing nothing. You know, if you kind of try to stay in the middle, you clean up your things, everybody washes their hands, you wear your mask when you're inside of stores, you know, you're checking if you're sick, you know, you're checking if the others around you are sick.
Yeah.
So just thinking that way. Now, have you guys in either one of your states, have you guys had that inflammatory does come up within kids that they're finding within like babies and younger children that they're saying is COVID related?
No, I don't. I mean, I'm not saying no. I don't. I'm saying I'm not sure. I haven't heard that. It's possible. Maybe I missed it, but I have not heard that in Virginia.
I just know that our youngest person that has passed away is 18, but I don't know if it was from, you know, the corona itself or the mutated corona, but I know it was COVID.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
18 years old was the youngest so far that's passed away. Not saying that they haven't contracted it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we had our first case of that this week at our Children's Hospital Wisconsin. So anybody could go to Children's Wisconsin, their Facebook page. All the doctors were talking about it and kind of weighing in on it. And it's the first suspicion of it. And, you know, they do a ton of research and stuff at children. So, you know, just kind of keeping an eye on it. You know, they're really watching things, but there's only been that one case this week. So hopefully that won't turn into this, you know, week being 10 cases, or it doubling in other states or any of that kind of stuff. Now, off of, I'm going to throw some questions at you ladies. Off of COVID, we are in a new month. Don't you feel like this year, it's been a long year? I have to,
because we spent the last 3 months in the house.
I half the time don't know what day of the week it is, what time of the day it is. Like
yes, right. You know, oh, it's Saturday. Oh, it's Sunday. Oh, it's this. Like, okay.
Like the kids say, is it light outside? Is it dark outside? We're awake or we're asleep. That's it. That's all.
It's very different. Very different. But it's June. Half the year is gone.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be 4th of July. The next time we'll be talking, it'll be like we'll be saying, "What are you doing for the 4th of July?" You know, it's just like crazy.
It's going so fast. It's going so fast.
Yeah. Well, and
slow.
Yeah, right.
It's already been, but we've been doing 3 months, like of kind of really stale. So I don't know.
And you know what it is too. I mean, this might be like crazy, but this is real. Like, you know, I think about it because we're home, you know, most of the, even if you're working from home, you're working in your home for the most part. I was furloughed. You guys know that. I still working on my business. So I'm working on my business from home. Right. So, you know, I'm watching TV and I'm watching all these shows I've never heard of before. And I was always a TV person anyway. I'm always watching all the Housewives, all the everything, Love and Hip Hop, everything, all that. But those shows are gone. I mean, nobody's taping. I mean, they're on, but they're reruns. Like there's nobody really taped unless you had already had it taped before COVID. Those shows are shut down. So I'm like, what am I going to be watching on TV? Like this stuff is like my stories. I've been watching Young and the Restless since I was a little girl, and they're showing stuff from 1985, 1997. They're showing when these people were my age and they're like 80, and I'm like, what's going on? Because there's nothing to, you know, there's no new shows. So everything is a rerun. Everything, unless you, like I said, tape, you know, before COVID-19, which some shows did, you know, they tape a year out or whatever. But if you didn't, like right now, the shows are stopped. They don't have any new episodes. A lot of shows, so you're watching reruns. That made me sad.
I know I've seen all those memes, which make me, like I said, it makes me laugh, makes me sad all at the same time. But they're like, where it says, like, didn't like the week feel like it was like 365 days?
Yeah.
Like, and then you blink your eye and you're like, okay, it's June. And we all had these plans for 2020. I said yesterday, I'm like, can it just be 2021? I don't know what's going to happen in 2021, but let's just go ahead. Let's just
No, let's not go ahead. It's already going too fast and time is passing out. I don't know what's going on.
I saw someone put up a thing. It had it said happy. They took it in 2019 and going into this new year, and it said Happy New Year, but the N was missing in the new, and it was Happy Ooh Year.
Pretty much everything.
No one could have predicted, with all this. But now, so we're going in, we're 6 months, right? We're halfway through the year. So
Yeah.
with our kiddos home and therapies and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know, is there summer school? Is there not summer school? Are you guys doing virtual stuff? What are we doing?
Well, for me, school is we still have regular school. We're not out of school yet. School is not over till June 12th. So, and then, the homeschooling, and I told you guys before, we're still doing the virtual. And I know there's a difference between virtual and homeschooling. I am not homeschooling anymore. I did it for the first couple of weeks, whatever. The teacher is actually teaching. I'm actually not even in the room. I set the computer up and then go about my business, clean, cook, and whatever I do. So she's actually, we got 2 more weeks. And then they discussed the ESY, but she said, do you want to do it virtual or do you want to do it inside the school? And I was like, I'm not going in that school. So I think they're taking a poll, like they want to see what the parents want to do. I can't see anybody saying with any kind of child, special needs or not, I want to go into the school. Well, then again, it's possible somebody could say that to get the kid out the house.
Right.
But I said virtual. I wouldn't be opposed to virtual. She hasn't got back with me yet. They're trying to figure it out. So if normally Omar doesn't go to school in the summer because he does, summertime, I put him in a camp. I want him to explore, be outside and just do the fun things. But there is not going to be a camp this year, so he can't do that. And I know that even though he had homeschool virtual learning for 1 hour, he still did not get everything he needed to get in that 1 hour that he would have been getting all day.
Right.
He had it. So I would love for him to do the virtual learning to keep him, learning and progressing and stuff like that. But she hasn't said anything yet, but I think they're working on something. They just don't have it together for Virginia right now, for Omar's area, Virginia Beach. They don't have it together right now. So we'll see.
Janice, what are your...
I know over here, we're out of school now. So everybody's out of school in Georgia. Georgia's out of school right now. So I know that I've seen word of some summer camps. They're opening up amusement parks as of June 12th. So I know that kind of, it kind of gives that open, safety. Like, okay, so now we can kind of all go outside. My children won't be going to any summer camps where you have to go to the camp. My mother has sent me things for like my children, the siblings. Jada will be involved in like a virtual girls camp thing where they're going to send them stuff and then they'll do things online together so they can kind of interact with other kids. I know Caleb will be involved in a virtual camp of some sort, like entrepreneurship, business, something that he's interested in. He loves computers. So there's little things that are going on. People are being very innovative and kind of restructuring their things because they were summer camps programs that they would be involved in. So now they're kind of switching to a virtual model. And I think that that's nice and it's available. I'm curious how it's going to go. For us, we're going to try and do as much as we can to get them outside of the house. I'm working, so it's still hard to, you still have to go to work. You still have things that we're doing, but I'm blessed that I can work from home. So the things that I do are all on a computer. And even though I'm at home and they think, well, Mom, you just here, just come play with me. Okay, but I still have to finish work because we need these bills to be paid by the end of the month. So
I know, that's right.
I have to make sure that things are taken care of. So they see me here as, okay, you're here. Let's just go out.
Like, honey, no.
Be on a schedule. So I think we're kind of working on making a new summer routine because we will be at home and because we're in an apartment and we're in close proximity to people. It's not like they can just go outside and go play in their backyard all day. We don't have access to stuff like that. So I have to be intentional about taking them to like camping once a month or, just going to the park, finding a new park. We've like listed out all the parks in our county. And so we're like finding every trail haven't found or going to another county and looking at their trails because they are open. Excuse me. So I think that that's kind of where we're at right now. Christian won't be involved in the ESY. I think they were making it virtual. We didn't have very much progress with doing the virtual thing with him, so I wasn't going to commit him to something that I knew that wasn't going to work for us anyway.
Yeah, every family is totally different. For Omar, it kind of works, you know. But you know, you always do fun things with your kids anyway. You're obviously maybe
trying to make them, you know, just make it as fun as possible. I know that Christian has been excited. He likes to do painting and just doing like a lot of sensory activities. And because he has siblings that are 4, I kind of put them together and group their stuff together. So if the twins are doing something, Christian is usually a part of that, you know, just engaging and working with like different life skills type thing. I think I'm more on a what's going to happen life skills wise, like what can we learn in this time that we can move forward with. So we are we're working on a garden. So that's something that we're doing. They get outside, they're pulling weeds, and you know, we're pallets together and making these little garden boxes, and
that's science, girl.
Outside. So that gives us something to do, and that's something that we're working on this summer. But I know that a lot of families are still looking for things to do. So if you in your area know of things that are virtual or not, please let us know so we can share it and we can just like build up these resources for everybody. Because
you know what? I noticed there's a lot of stuff online, you know, activities, a lot of stuff. I posted in my group all the time. I just posted a bunch of stuff yesterday. It's a lot of stuff out there, you know, to keep the kids occupied, different things. Everything doesn't go with every child, but there's a lot of stuff out there that they can utilize, you know, to keep busy, especially in the summer. Because, you know, just like you and me, our kids are still going to be pretty much safe in the house. We're going to take them out for air and but we're still cautious that because Corona is still in the streets. So be cautious. So they're going to be home for a great amount of time, and you want them to be not bored, jumping on your lap, in your face, you know, looking at you while you're trying, you know, to keep them occupied. There's a lot of different resources out there. We just got to be, you know, the search, you know?
Yeah.
Now, have you guys found, and anyone that watches this on the replay or is listening, for your children with unique abilities, have you found that this has set you back, whether that be medically, you know what I'm saying? Medically, therapeutically, schooling wise. And, you know, I mean, I guess that conversation about where does that leave us for the fall, you know, because I mean, our children that do not have some of those unique abilities already are going to go back in fall or engage in school. And it's going to be a bit difficult. You know what I'm saying? And they may have missed a little bit, but obviously our young adults, our children with unique abilities, sometimes a month of not doing something can set them back so many months, you know? And so where are you finding that, Janice, for Christian? Like, I feel like
everything he would have gotten in his school year, he has not gotten. And I know that we have to take a step back. He hasn't been able to, you know, we're working on possibly doing surgery, brain surgery stuff, and that was put back. And I know that that's something that they're working on opening back up. His ankles that we were trying to work on with him, and therapies, those are things that he was being worked up for, and it was in a halt. And so now the doctors are calling us back, you know, they're calling us back, trying to get these things back on the calendar. So yes, everything for us has been kind of pushed back. But he has been talking a lot more. I mean, I can't understand everything. His siblings can't understand, but he's interacting with us a little bit more.
That's great. That's great.
Because all together as a family. So I try and like just be thankful for the things that I can see, you know, the silver linings. And right now, I don't know what our schools are going to look like. And I think that that's what's really, it kind of makes me a little anxious because they have all these, what will school look like next year? We don't know. They have a lot of things that the CDC has recommended. And I don't know how that will look. Like you have a 5-year-old. How do you keep 5-year-olds away from each other all day? And, you know, you have teachers and you have schools and you have these amounts of students that are in their classrooms. How do you literally keep 6 feet apart?
How does the bus look?
They're talking about staggering buses. We already have shortage of buses.
That's right.
Our schools are already staggered. And then
in Virginia Beach, they had 20 bus drivers already quit before the school year, before school was out. 20.
Really? And then you're like, they were talking about having schools, like students go Tuesday, Thursday, and then maybe they'll go Wednesday, Friday. So then what are parents doing when they have to go to work if now these things are open back up, what are we doing? I don't know. I think that there's so
Crazy.
much uncertainty. It makes you just like, my
Yeah,
mind
it's a lot. It's a lot.
researching, but
I
I
don't know.
definitely think that people are not where they would have thought that they would be. So yes, there has been a halt in the things that are going on with Christian. Even with his brothers and sisters, there's a halt in that. And for us, it's about being like really intentional and reaching out. Like I reached out to some homeschool moms because it's like, you guys do this. I still don't consider myself a homeschool mom. Like we were doing, I'm still working. So this is not my,
Right.
I'm not a teacher per se. Yes, I'm their teacher as the mother, but I'm not going to say that I can do everything that their teacher can do because I don't, they were trained for this, and I respect their position. I respect their job. To not say like, oh yeah, I did this, and I'm not going to say, oh, now that I'm digital learning, I got all the answers. I don't. So I'm always looking for new ways to do things and bring things to them because this is all foreign. This is all new for everybody. And like they tell the kids, nobody's seen this before. So we're all pretty much winging it, trial, error. The same way they do Christian medicine and we're trying different things. And if it doesn't work, we have to come back and try something else. This is what this is what the world is doing right now when it comes to this virus. So.
For his, because doesn't he go for PT? Like, are they talking about now that we're, as you open back up, is he going to be able, like with insurance and whatnot, to double up on some of those therapies or to go more often? Like if he was going once a week for PT, is he going to go 2 or, you know what I'm saying, as things open that way?
That's a good question. I do not know because that is something that we had it scheduled for like once a week and we haven't been able to do those things. So it was like, now you can go even longer. So it would have ended in June. They kind of just stopped it. So since we haven't been doing it, now it's just like, okay, so now you get to do it. You are adding all these months to the end.
Yeah.
It's not like we're going to go extra times during the week because we're not the only family that's been affected by this. And then you have the therapists that are there and they have to stagger their times too because everybody is a part of this. So it's not just us and our family. So I don't know. I don't have all the answers.
Because we've been trying to stack things a little bit more. So I requested for telehealth, where sometimes we could only get in with the doctor every other week. We're doing telehealth once a week because they don't have the office calls.
Everybody, and happy Monday and happy new month.
Right. And the other one is like PT, and as that kind of stuff is opening up, I've been requesting, if people aren't going back, not only to go in the morning when there hasn't been a lot of people there,
right,
but if you can get a little bit of extra in to try to catch up a little bit, hopefully that will help. What about you, Sabrina?
Well, for Omar, just like Janice, and I said it earlier, Omar, that he's getting his virtual learning. Of course, he's not getting,
therapy
what he's gotten in school. So definitely he's behind in some aspect. I don't know what that would be because, like I said, I don't know what she was going to teach and how he was going to learn it. But that's why that's why I'm not opposed to the virtual learning for the summertime. I mean, I'm good with that. And what I try to do, there's two teachers that have like websites, because he has like a homeroom teacher, and that's the one he works with. The other ones, you log in and they tell you all the stuff they want you to do for the week. But a couple of them, they have like, they put like 20 websites, a whole bunch of activities. She has so many stuff that it can keep him throughout the summer. So sometimes I click on it and it's like, it's not homework. It's kind of like, we want you to do it. It's just only like an honor thing. Like, did you do it? Did you not do it? Did you do it? I mean, whatever. So I just try to do things outside of the teacher. I ask them, what's some websites, that Omar can go on, and I can it'll probably be easy enough for me to help him through it. And he does like a math bingo thing. It's like math bingo, and you do 5 and you do 5 and where's the that kind of thing. This little fun stuff that he can still learn and still play at the same time. So I'm trying to do stuff on the other days that he goes 4 days a week. Like Monday, he doesn't have school. So today would be a day that I would do stuff with him. He has all his classes in the morning. So after lunch, I do stuff with him on my own, stuff that I found, this maybe like 30 minutes for him to just be entertained and learn at the same time. And the school also, since, we can go to school and pick up packets of stuff. Like every week you do a drive-by and they'll come outside and they'll hand you a folder with a whole bunch of stuff.
Right.
And then it's like paper stuff, like, you can, do stuff, and it's like fake paper, printables that you can, print, stuff that matches the student, what they, of course, can do, because everybody's, is different or whatever. And I pick up the packets, maybe once every other week, not once a week. Okay. And I've been doing that. But some of the stuff is downloadable. You have to, I'm real savvy. I can find some stuff on the computer, I'll print it out and give to him. Or I can just take everything that they gave me, make extra copies, and just work it out through the summer.
Okay.
I'm just trying to be resourceful. Like, I think this time we have to just figure out what's going to work.
Does he just do, do both of your kids just do like the OT or PT or any of that in school? Or do they do it outside of school too?
Well, Omar has both. Omar does both, but the only thing he was doing now is speech over the phone. He does that once a week. The outside resource, they're closed. And the virtual thing was not an option. So, right. And that went through my insurance. So, and that's fine too. But what I do, they gave me PDFs. They gave me things. Here's a website. Here's some stuff. Here's some stuff that you can do on your own. Some of the stuff has been successful because I'm still unsuccessful because I don't know how she's actually doing this. Like, I got the PDF, but how is she implementing? I just try my best. Yeah. Some of it's working, some of it's not. But in Omar's a doctor's appointment's been pushed back too. He has Botox every 90 days. He's missed his last Botox. I finally firmly let them know doing a telehealth call Friday that he needs his Botox because he can't bend his legs really good. His fingers are all crunched up. He's not in a good place. So I need an appointment. I understand about COVID and being safe, but
it needs to be done. Right.
I need some stuff. And I need it to now. So, and even then she scheduled an appointment and it's a month away. So it's just like, that's better than nothing because I didn't have an appointment. But now it's like, I got to get my appointments together because a lot of my stuff was pushed back. So I finally got my contacts, my eyes checked last week. I'm like, I'm on my last contact, honey. I ain't gonna be able to see in a minute. So I need to see. Okay. Right. So y'all need to open up. So they opened up and whatever. But I think everybody's pushed back because my mom has a friend of hers that has cancer and they pushed their chemo back. I was like, Lord, pushing chemo? Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah. So they pushed it back. She finally had it, but she had to wait like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
They changed her appointment for chemo. And I'm like, oh, that's
pretty
tough.
serious.
Yeah. So
now bring that off the topic, but it could be relevant for someone else that catches this or is watching it. Because your son Omar has cerebral palsy, and it's the Botox injections. And that Marcus got diagnosed last year with CP as well. And they've been talking about the Botox. Have you ever had any counter reactions to him getting the Botox? Anything?
No, he's been getting Botox since he was probably 5 or 6. He used to when he was little, he was getting them in the hospital like an outpatient. You would have to put him halfway to sleep, not fully to sleep, like the laughing gas kind of thing, and give it to him. But as he got bigger, he just goes into the doctor's office and he gets it. And I have not had a fever or nothing. Now, what I do, I don't give him the Botox. Well, actually, that's not true. I remember giving him Botox one time, and so I sent him to school because the way he was tolerating it, and I just told the teacher I just wanted to see if he's going to be okay. The only thing he didn't do is gym that day. Like, he's not going to be able to run gym. His legs are going to be sore, but he was able, and he was fine. He was totally fine. No problems, nothing, never had an issue at all.
Okay.
Never.
Yeah. Well, anyone in the CP community, I would love to know. My son has many, many reactions to many medications. Injections, even things at an extremely low level, and so they keep going around and around and around it. We did some. What we have not, because you can't guarantee me that he's not going to have some reaction, and there really is no way to just give him a little dose that won't stay in his body.
Well, question for you: Where Where are they saying they want to give them Botox at? What parts of his body?
In his legs. In his legs.
Because Omar normally gets his calves. He normally gets like 8 in one calf and maybe 10 in another. And then there's been a time he's got him in his wrists for his fingers. And I'm thinking they're going to do that because now his hands is like this. They're like, that's where they're at. So they give it to him right here so it can loosen up.
Okay.
So I don't like that part, but he hasn't had the wrist a lot, but it just looks painful. But the legs, usually by the 5th or 6th needle, that's when he's like, okay, wait a minute. That's when the tears start coming from him and me, because it's like, wow, you're putting like 10 needles in this boy and you don't want him to move. You can't put one in me and not tell me to move. But it definitely works.
We're revisiting again in 3 weeks. We're revisiting it again. We're trying to go through, because we did lidocaine. God bless you. We did lidocaine injections, and so a higher level of lidocaine just to test it out. One of them went well. The second one he got didn't go well, medication wise.
Okay.
And so it's like, all right, because what they can't promise is if you put Botox in, you can't just like get it out of the body. It's not like you can snap it. There's no counter reaction that they can inject it.
Omar's never had an issue, and he's been on baclofen as well 3 times a day. And he's never had an issue with that at all. Never. But different strokes, different folks. So
yes. All right, so on to in our last 15 minutes, because we try to keep this to an hour, because we could go on a lot of subjects for just
girl
going all different things. But so it's June, keeping our positive mental mindsets on everything. June is Health and Safety Awareness Month. So if we can things that keep us health, things that keep us safe. I have a whole list of things that they say we should be doing during the month. But how do you practice your own health and safety at home when it comes to, well, you want me to give you some of the things they said?
Yeah, give us some.
Let us know.
All right. Number 1, they talk about making sure that we're sun safe. So sun safety. Do you guys do anything at home for sun safety?
Other than if we were to go to the beach or something, I would still put on sunscreen.
SPF.
But, yeah. What else?
Hats, umbrellas. They just talk about protecting in all different ways. Having an umbrella, having hats, SPFs, the reapplication of SPFs.
Okay.
And that now they're coming out with ones that are like 100 or over 100 SPFs. Those really don't do, much. It's all about the reapplication of it. It still only lasts for so many hours.
Okay.
So when we talk about it across the board, talking about sun safety, then they're talking about workplace stress. And I was like, wow, we can all relate with that, can't we, right now?
You said workplace?
Yeah.
I
don't have no stress in my workplace because I'm working from home for my own business and I ain't stressed. Now, when this furlough lifts, then I'll come back at you.
But you have to pivot. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, we've been pivoting.
For that transition. They talk a lot about in Health and Safety Month falling risks. I really didn't realize how many people fall and injure themselves per year. Like at work, outside, on the curbs, on the concrete.
Yeah, I can see that. Mm-hmm.
So that now this is one of my favorite safety things, especially during summer, but bike safety. How do you guys feel about riding your bicycle, for the kids, bike safety?
Helmet.
Omar's not on no bicycle, so
yeah, Christian doesn't know. He scoots with his bike, but we do have a helmet, but he doesn't like to wear helmets. I think we're more on the scooter thing, and I'm sure I'm not doing scooter safety. I'm sure I'm not. So I won't comment on that. But we're not getting hurt because we're not going to the emergency rooms, y'all.
I know that's right.
So be careful.
Sabrina, have you ever had for Omar? You know how they have those the other adaptable bikes?
Well, he goes to I Can Bike Camp.
Oh, and what are they?
Yeah. Well, he ain't going. He's not going this year, but he goes to I Can Bike, and I think it's 4 weeks. Is it 4 weeks? Yeah, 4 weeks, and they train you how to ride a bike. He's always struggling. He's been 3-4 times, but I didn't never buy the bike because you have to buy the bike. You got to order the bike, and I just never did it because I didn't know if he was going to actually ride the bike. And then I didn't know if I was actually going to take him to ride the bike. So, but I liked, he went for 4 weeks and they train you on the bicycle with training wheels. Okay. And it's really, really a really good, and I think it's in other areas too. It's not a Virginia thing. It's in different areas. And they have these people that show you about, how to ride the bike and all your motor skills. He loved it. It's just that I never actually bought him a bike because you have to get one custom made. Sometimes at the end of it, some people are able to do it without the training wheels and some people are not. Omar was not able to do it without the wheels. He wasn't able to keep the balance. He didn't understand and would pay attention to directions, that kind of thing. So I didn't think it was something that he could do, outside of that.
What's it called again? The camp?
Ike and Bike.
Ike and Mike?
No, I can bike.
I can bike. Oh, I can bike. Okay. It's like, what?
Well, he might can bike, but I can bike. I mean, I don't know. But what I'm saying is I can bike. It's different areas. I just was Googling something one day and a couple of years back, and I was like, and then I saw one in the area, and I was like, and I took him to it. It was at a college in an open parking lot. It was real. Okay. They show you like how to ride. Like that was like the training at the end. If you can go outside in the parking lot and ride the bike or in the gym, then you're good. But Omar can never. He was figuring it out. And I thought it was exercise, but I just didn't think he could do it, without them standing there helping him and whatever, and then he would have to have the training wheels, which I didn't mind. I just never actually bought the bicycle for him. So,
well, and there is it.
I looked it up. It's called like I Can Shine. So
well, that's why I had the wrong name. Is it I Can Shine?
It's called I Can Shine, and that's like a program that they have. I just Googled it because I was so curious. So
I can bike. Well, sorry,
I can swim and I can dance. That's phenomenal. I didn't even know.
No, mine's is called I Can Bike.
Oh, well then this is a whole.
It's called I Can Bike Camp. I Can Bike 2000. That might be something different.
Oh,
you know what it is? When you pull it up, it says I Can Bike, but it's I Can Bike is the program. I Can Shine is the company.
Gotcha. Okay.
I can drop that link below. I was trying to look up, and if I can't find it before we're off, there's an organization in Chicago, and they travel all over the United States, and they build adaptable bikes, and they do things for schools. So they'll come, and they do programs, but they can actually help you get the funding to get a free bike.
Okay.
And then there's another organization called Team Triumph. I'll put that below. And I think they have stuff in the summer where it's like they have the young adult or the child that wants to engage in it with the unique abilities. And then they have volunteers. And so they like have bikes.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay. It's called Team Triumph. And it's so cool. They do swimming things like where they go, the young adult goes on the boat. And then they're like,
okay.
So they're leading them. The volunteer is taking care of them while they're there. So,
and they give you a discount because the one here is called I Can Bike Camp, and it says that and I do remember, but I never bought the bike. They give you like a 45-50% discount off certain bikes. It depends on what kind of bike fancy you get. They do help you. They may have a free program. I didn't know anything about that, but yeah, Virginia is called I Can Bike.
Okay.
Can Bike. Okay.
But I think I Can Shine is the company behind the I Can Bike. That's my thing.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, you look into it because it might be in Atlanta.
That's awesome. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. I mean, he goes every year. They just canceled it this year. I paid for it.
Something Christian has never been able to do, and I've tried, but he gets so frustrated. And
you know what, Denise, too? They might not have it this year, but if you look for it like next year, what I did the last year because it's not cheap. And what I did was I filled out early if you do it early enough, and they have like free scholarships, and they gave me one last year, and I didn't have to pay.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, that's real wonderful. Save them poor money.
That's that same thing you do with the building your bike. Where they take and they look at your child and they see what they need and then they build it, and you can get that completely donated as well.
Yeah, because they had a wheelchair for Omar, build a wheelchair, and he had one of those. I mean, he was younger, but it was totally free. Didn't have to pay for it at all.
Right. Well, and then And then the biggest thing with obviously bike safety is wearing a bike helmet. And, you know, people know me in my community as like the kid bike police, is that I always like to just remind people is that you don't get a new brain. So if kids fall off of bikes and they hit their head and they have head trauma, there's no way of repairing that. When I worked at the hospital, I took two different girls that were even teenagers that went off of their 10-speed bikes and ended up with brain injuries for the rest of their life. So it impacted me enough that everywhere we go, I'm like, everyone needs a bike helmet. And I know
that's safety. I mean, I can understand that. That's fine. Yeah, that's
and in many communities, they do those helmet drives where you can get a free helmet through your health department. Right? I mean, we have it here where you can just pick one up right there. So,
Tammy, I have a question for you. Yeah. So your son, I know that, you know, during, you know, school year, I know he's not in school, but doing when, you know, when our kids are in school and, you know, summertime, he does different things, working and different things, therapy. What is he actually doing now? Is everything that he had cut, or was cut and is coming back? Do you have him signed up? Because I know you keep them active in the community as well. So what are you doing with Marcus?
Well, he has some of his doctor appointments every week are via telehealth. So we have about 3 appointments via week telehealth. We just started his dietitian and all of those food modifications and checking in once a week, telehealth wise as well. He has been in a lot of pain lately with his legs and his body and stuff. So our major hospital where he goes for different spinal chiropractic care and whatnot are just opening. So what I've done, reserved, like, okay, when is it safe? Can we make it in the morning? Can we make it when not a lot of people have gone into the clinic yet? Not like they're seeing a lot of people, but I just like to be as safe as possible. And so we're going to start that this week. We're going to start with him going in for some of his therapeutic. And then in about 2 weeks, a lot of the doctors have booked off. You know, like I was talking about, I think the last time we chatted, from March, like the middle of March till where we were in May, he had missed over 25 appointments. I mean, we have so many to make up.
Oh, wow.
He's he's just the same equal parts to being a medical kid. You know, he is a kid that has different, you know, delays. And so it's just trying to get back on the schedule, but doing it in a safe manner. There is programs that he's involved in that they're changing to telehealth. Like he's in a youth council that was supposed to have like a summit and all this stuff. And he's in a video gaming club.
That's cool.
And so they're trying to transition all of that right now to online. We met online with his work coach, and now it's integrating. When are we going to integrate back into the workplace? He does only work 3 hours a week, but having that job coach there, what is your DVR, like your Department of Vocational Rehabilitation? What are they going to require that the employer does? And then your job coaching service, what are they going to, require? And then all of those working together. So that could be a whole show in itself, just talking about how are young adults integrating back into the small amount of employment they have. But if they have health conditions, how are they going to do that safely?
Yeah.
And so we're just kind of working on it. I'm so happy though that like little things are transitioning, because obviously in his age group, you're not having that school interaction every day to be able to see people, other things in the community. But the cutest thing, I just want to talk about this super quick because you guys might love this idea, but I'm going to have her on the broadcast on the On Air Advocate. But there is a woman who started a nonprofit here, and it's called Sweet Abilities. And it's so cute. Her in a grouping of young adults with unique abilities, they built an ice cream truck. So it's like an all-picture ice cream truck, and they do events. And they come to your event. The kids don't scoop out or anything like that. They're pints of ice cream, cups of ice cream, sealed bars. But all of the layers of it, from taking the money to painting the outside of the ice cream truck.
Wow.
And hire them. So like your company could hire them to come and, buy the sweet treats, or they could come to a birthday party and then the kids go up to the window and they get the gourmet ice cream, and they have tons of different flavors. And you know how we saw before so many coffee shops opening up, and things like that. I thought this was the cutest idea ever.
I'm on their website. Oh my God, this is so cute.
Sweet Abilities.
Yes, I see it.
It's so adorable.
Oh my
I
God.
can't wait to hear her talking with you. That's
Well,
nice.
Yeah, and so I'm hoping I want to have them on sooner than later. But they kicked off like a GoFundMe campaign, to get the rest of the funds that they need for their their nonprofit. But I just thought for other states and other people, that's how we learn from others of things that might be cute that we can really get our young adults
Involved in,
in working. So thought that's fun. That's fun for summer. So I won't go on the rest of the list. They talked a lot about, safety and health, like mental health, stress, eye health. They moved that. So Eye Health Awareness Month was supposed to be last month, but because of everything going on, they moved it.
Okay.
And then making sure you're not sitting while you're working at home all of the time. Air quality, being cognizant of the air quality, that kind of thing for health. So that's what Health and Safety Month is all about. Now,
Okay.
Sabrina, you had your list.
Some of my stuff that was on the list, I'm gonna go fast because of time, because we're in over an hour.
Right, we did it. Yeah.
Oh,
Now it doesn't matter anymore.
Okay. So hold on for a second. It's National June 7th through June 13th is National Headache Awareness Week. Never heard of that, but okay.
Let's
be participating in that because I'm always having headaches. June 7th through 13th is also Thank You Teacher Week, and that would only apply for the schools that are still in, counties that still have school, because Janice said her school was out, so I won't apply to you. So hopefully you said thank you already. June 14th to the 20th is National Email Week. Make sure you email somebody, I guess.
I've been getting tons of emails. I don't know.
Yeah, I get that. That's every week, right? Okay, so this is a good one. June 21st to 27th is National Forgiveness Week. I'm just going to leave that right there. Okay. And then with the safety month as well. And it's also known National LGBTQ Pride Month. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot going on.
It's a busy month.
And Janice, you have lots of, new things with your siblings, speaks and all that going on. So what's happening for this month and update, and can the audience, anybody listening, can they get their sibs involved?
Well, I'm glad you asked me. We are working on sibling boxes. And these are boxes for our special siblings that are actually also caregivers and just having this unique role within our families and giving them that extra support and encouragement. So we're creating boxes filled with either toys, art supplies, just different things where we are going to send them out to the siblings and our families. Our goal is to hit 10 siblings this month of June. It's June 1st now, so yes, 10 months in June. And we are working with Caring Kids, and they're actually in Australia, which is awesome to know that we're working and partnering with a whole.
That's right. International, baby.
Yes, across the world, and knowing that siblings are everywhere, and we see you and we love you, and we want you to know that we see you and the families. And so you go on our website, www.specialneedsiblings.com. There's an area where we're just talking about what we're doing. It's still in very new baby stages. It was something that we were working on launching later, and now it's like, why not now? And we'll figure it out as we go, and we'll kind of get it together. But we are actively seeking donations for toys and definitely Legos, blocks, paint.
Now, let me ask you a question. Do you want people, are you asking them to give you the donations, like the Legos and stuff, and send them to you? Or you just want them to give you a financial donation, or both?
Or both. Okay. We are in the Atlanta area. So we're in Atlanta. We have our box. You can mail it to us, or you can send us gift cards that can be used. You can make a financial donation, and that's where the funds are being used for our siblings and being able to create these boxes. Shipping costs money, boxes cost money, toys. Definitely. But knowing that we're going to be able to put a smile on a sibling's face, and the parents can give them this box, they'll be able to open it up. And especially knowing that there's so much isolation going on right now, especially in these families. And when you can't go anywhere, and seeing your brother or your sister having these unique issues with them. And then how do I say, like, I'm dealing with something too, and giving that permission. So this is just something to create and let people know that we can support our siblings in different ways.
Right.
And so I'm so excited, and yeah, we're just really excited. So if you would like to learn more about it, you can even send me a message, and I don't mind, I will respond. You can shoot me an email, Janice@specialneedsiblings.com, or Sarah. Sarah is the vice president, and she is working and she is doing her thing, helping us out. So I'm just really excited for all the stuff that we have going on.
So can you drop that info below, like what you're looking for, and just the links to and that Caring Kids, if they're an organization, it would be awesome to be able to drop that link below too, and so that we could, see what they have going on, right? Because they're those in Australia.
Yes, they are supporting the kids in Australia, the young caregivers, and it's practical support. That's what they call
practical support. I love it.
Yep.
I love it. All right. Well, lots of exciting stuff going on. For May, obviously, we all just wrapped up Mental Health Awareness Month, and I think that's one of the most important things to remember this summer is to try to find positive things to get involved in, keeping our mindsets healthy, focusing on our family, and nurturing things that way. You guys, as we kind of wrap up, any suggestions for the month of June or other things that people can kind of get involved in?
No, not for me. I mean, we already shared a few. I mean, a lot of most stuff. I mean, I don't know anything else that I could share that would be, for safety, especially with Corona. I mean, you're very limited. Corona's still out there, y'all. Don't let her fool you or him. I don't know if it's Corona or girl or guy. Corona's still out there.
And you know what? I think I would love to know. I'm still looking for this, but I know that how we're talking technology, some of our families struggle with technology. Like this is like staying connected is a big thing. So if we as we're going along and you see things where it's like support computers or phones or just tablets, anything like that, because this is something that everyone's trying to stay connected. And if you have your family, then that's kind of even like printers, like printing out different stuff. Our libraries have been closed, so it's like
yeah. But you know what I did learn? A lot of people didn't know about Zoom. I had a parent that doesn't really know about Zoom, but when you get Zoom, it actually has how to use Zoom videos. That's so good. A lot of times there's a lot of resources, but people just have to be able to know where they're at, because when you go on Zoom, it tells you how to do this, how to make a video, how to stop a video, how to put it tells you everything. So there's a lot of videos, when you get even like a steamer. I bought a steamer not too long ago, and I didn't know it wasn't working right, but it was me. So I just went on Google, put the name of the steamer that I brought, and it just told me it's a video, how to do this, how to do that. So a lot of things is online. We just have to kind of research for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Brilliant.
I was just going to say, because I did just find this out last week. So a lot of, with all the COVID stuff going on, a lot of nonprofits have gotten grants and grant money to be used for things. And Janice, exactly what you were speaking to is in our different communities, there are some that do not have the resources to have electronic devices. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? For their young adults, to be able to use and to be able to communicate as a whole. And so just this last week, one of our nonprofits here that works on development for job coaching, all of that kind of thing, and other resources for families under the age of 18 too. They got a huge grant that allows them to give every family that has like a young adult or someone who needs an active device, a phone, for a free for free though, one of the like Apple more technology phones. To move forward and to use. So I think, maybe checking with your agencies if they have, because you're right, if you don't have the resources to get on the things to be connected, printers, things like that, phones. But yeah, I was surprised. It was the first time they ever brought it up to me because they were asking me if Marcus needed one.
Yeah.
That he would be eligible for one. And so I thought, well, that's awesome.
Yeah, that is. It's something that you don't think about it if you have it already, but here that don't.
Right. All right. Well, wonderful. Oh, you put these in here. All right. I'm going to transfer
Did I
those.
put it in the right area? I don't know how
No,
to.
that's okay. No, but I think on your end, like Sabrina always tells me she can't see on her end the whole feed.
Oh, okay.
Go to her phone.
Gotcha.
You have to go, Sabrina, to your phone to be able to do the other comments. So she dropped the links.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can just drop I can drop them in there too.
Okay.
Oh, I can see it now.
Oh, do you see it?
Your private. What are you talking about?
I think I was trying to put it for everyone to see, and I put it in the wrong area. I was trying to put the
Oh,
link.
okay. I saw when you put it. Yeah, I know, but I only can see my group.
Okay.
Can't see anybody else's.
Yeah. So we can add those when we're done. I can add them or you can add them or whatever.
Mhm.
That be all right. Well, it's Monday. It's June 1st. Let's go.
I don't know where we're going. So let's go.
We just got in our house. We got new. Our doctor recommended these. It's the new pedometers, and they're great if you don't know a lot about technology. You can put it in your purse. You can have it as a lanyard and as a necklace. Keep it in your purse or your pocket, or clip it on, and it counts your steps. Because for health.
Oh yeah, I got a fun watch. I just got it finally. Don't y'all judge me now when I tell you where I got it from. Okay, so I told you I watch TV all the time, so I watch The Real. And after on The Real, they have. Don't laugh, Janice. Janice, stop laughing. I see. Look, they be having these specials. Janice, stop laughing. They be having these specials at the end of the show. And girl, I gotta watch. It's like it tells you like your heart rate, blood pressure, count your steps like that. And yes, I did order for $39. Mm-hmm. It was $80 on sale. Don't laugh because my watch is real fly. I just got it.
I know it is. Drop it below so we can all see.
Drop it below, and I'm going to drop this link. Switch to this. Is Sabrina? I actually ordered 3 of those kind of watches that have all of those things on it. But for Marcus, that's not something that he can attain by himself.
Yeah.
And to be independent, like this, all there is on the back is there's one button, is a reset button, and
that's all you do.
It doesn't matter if you keep it around your neck or in your pocket or where you have it. And so that was our challenge, is that all these newer ones, they want to connect to your phone. It's too much. For him. So you can drop yours. That's a little more complex. I'm going to drop and do you like it? I got it in pink.
Marcus is not in pink, is it?
No.
I
was about to say, I'm saying,
I got one.
Whatever you want.
He took the blue one. And then I got my mom one too, because then they can do competitions where she sends them a picture on her phone.
That's cool. That's cool.
And he took, because we all just need to get moving.
That's right. We need to keep moving.
Keep moving.
We need to keep going. All right. Well, with that, hope everybody has a fabulous month. And I don't know if we'll be back on again during the month at all, but air hugs to everybody.
Air hugs.
High five, air hugs, all that good stuff.
We're doing this. And like, oh, that's
right, the elbow bump, because I'm not touching folks.
I know that's right.
All right. Well, everybody have a good day. Oh,
what?
Now they're all saying good morning. Now everybody must have just woke up.
Everybody woke up. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. We've been here for like an hour, so we got to figure out the COVID time, like when everybody wakes up.
Yeah, it's a little later, probably.
Last time we were a little too late. This time we're a little too early.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us. And we will see you guys again soon. Thank you, ladies.
Have a great day. Have a great week. Enjoy June.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye.